think the main artists that I think of that really have inspired me and that I've looked to like throughout art school and since are, I really love the art of Frances Walker, who's such an incredible artist based in Scotland, and she's in her 90s now and still very much painting. And I remember I used to look at her, she had a lot of art books when I was younger in art school, and she spent a lot of time travelling around the islands, Antarctica, the Arctic, and is such an incredible printmaker. But you really get across a sense of her love and joy of being in these places through her work. So I used to look at her practice a lot when I was younger, and I still do, and she's amazing. And I also really love Kate Downey's work because, again, it's got so much energy in it and so much power, and yeah, I just love the playfulness of the mark making that she has. And again, such an amazing person. And I actually reached out to her when I was in art school and just sent her an email because I loved her book so much. And she had a phone call with me for like half an hour and gave me some amazing advice, which is great, because as artists it's so important to support each other and cheer each other on as well. There's room for all of us. And yeah, lastly, Barbara Ray, because her use of colour is incredible. I love her work so much, and I've looked at her work for such a long time because the way that she spent a lot of time, again, in the Arctic, in places that I love to go to and immerse myself in, but the way that she depicts them and her interpretation of those places is so unique and so individual to her style. So yeah, her use of colour and line and the energy in her work as well, it's amazing. So I think those three women come to my mind when I think of that, but I have so many inspirations really in general. I think in terms of inspirations, it's so important to think outside the box of it not just being about other painters, other artists that are visual artists, because I get a lot of inspiration from reading poetry. So I love the work of Seamus Heaney and Norman McCaig, like both of their poetry, in terms of how they experience such visceral feelings of being in the landscape of Ireland or the Highlands of Scotland, is exactly how I feel when I'm in those places, of that feeling of being very small and insignificant and the power of the land around you. But I express that through painting and they express it through words, and so I love both of their work. So poetry is a huge thing for me. And yeah, in terms of music, I really love the work of Fleet Foxes, Sigur Rós, Ludovico, the pianist, and I think it's because when I listen to their music, it really puts me into a flow state. Like when I'm painting in my studio, I need to listen to quite specific music, because if I listen to other stuff, I can get quite distracted and it doesn't really inspire me. So I'm quite selective of listening to certain music, and I'll listen to it constantly, the same songs one after another, because I get quite hyper focused on certain music. So I get a lot from listening to those bands as well, because it's very much like you can feel the emotion in their work. And the work of Sigur Rós in particular, like their visuals for their music videos are so beautiful and so evocative and really actually quite haunting and atmospheric. So I find them very inspirational. So yeah, lots of things. Walking outside, going up north, there's no end to the kind of things that inspire me in general. So I'm going between Skye and Glasgow actually. I don't live in Skye full time, because I've realised that I need both in my life, and if I can carve out a way of existing between, then that's perfect for me. But in terms of being drawn to a place like that, it was very much because of the power and the significance of the landscape there. Like I would argue that it's possibly the most dramatic place in Scotland. Like it's so dramatic and it's so powerful, the landscape and the environment, and it's just got a really deep sense of culture and place and feeling and emotion in that land. Like it's so ancient, and the community are wonderful. There's so many people there that have been drawn there from all around the world, and wonderful people that have always lived there as well, that are just making really nice things happen, making really interesting things happen. So I feel like Skye's got a good balance of incredible landscapes, incredible hiking, climbing, like it's kind of got the top of all of that in Scotland, but then there's a really good balance of things going on within the community and things happening. And yeah, just a really strong sense of culture, which is incredible.
Thinking about the way in which your own art has developed, your career has developed, what advice would you give to an aspiring artist?
The advice I would give to an aspiring artist is to believe in yourself so deeply on such a strong, deep level that no one else's outside opinions can affect how you feel about yourself and your art. I think being an artist is a career that people will always try and project onto, to say things like, oh, can you actually make money from that? Or why don't you do this? Or why don't you do this? But actually, if you really believe in your work and you really intrinsically know that you want to create and express yourself, you have to validate that so much. And I think honestly the biggest thing that I'd say that makes things for artists happen is having such a strong belief in themselves, because you have to be not scared of taking up space and promoting your work, getting your work out there as much as possible, and not being scared of that, because you have to, because no one's going to see it. And so it's taking up space, being loud about your art, being your biggest cheerleader for your art, and being so proud and in love of what you do, because why would you not love what you do? And why would you not love your own art and be really loud about talking about that, and being really confident in that way as well. So I think those are the main things. And I would also say to cultivate your niche, your style, because inevitably when you're low on inspiration or low on not sure of what to do or what to create, it's like if you know what it is that's going to inspire you. For me, it's like going on a massive walk in the Highlands, like going up a Munro. I know I'll get so much inspiration from that. So I think it's finding the source that gives you that sense of passion and inspiration, and also cultivating a unique style that people can identify as yours, and allow yourself to grow and change that style if need be, because artists that have an authentic style will always stand out. And yeah, why would you not want to be authentic? Yeah.